From some of my other videos, I've shown that I've had a really big wood pile sitting here. It was basically all the trees from this clearing, and they were all maple, alder, fir, hemlock, and a little bit of cottonwood. And I cut all those logs up, and there's been a big log pile or a big wood pile sitting here for over a year. And I finally, last night, I just got into splitting, and I just kept splitting and was out here till midnight last night. Had the light of the moon. It was just beautiful. And I finished splitting all this. And one would ask, well, why do you need all this wood? And I asked myself that question too, because this is way more than I need for heating or cooking. But I've been looking on the internet and looking at designs and plans for making a wood gasifier that will extract the hydrogen and methane gas out of this wood, and you can actually run a generator with that and charge a bank of batteries, like, say, this power pack right here, this Anker Solix power pack. And if I can pull that off, if I can actually make one of those and make it work, then I will be able to produce electricity from the wood that I have on this land, which is a lot. And you wouldn't believe how much wood is just laying on the ground in there that just needs to be cleaned up. And it's all good wood. I'm learning that alder is actually a good firewood. I thought it was a junk firewood, but it's good. Has a lot of BTUs. So does maple. Cottonwood is garbage. Here I have a small stack of fir. This is old fir. It was a dead tree that I had to cut down. This here is a pile of alder. And I got a bunch of cottonwood right here. I'm not even going to mess with cottonwood anymore. I'm learning that it's the absolute junkiest of all wood for burning. It doesn't carry many thermal units. I think that this is wild cherry. I've heard that it's good for burning. This is maple. And it's really good for burning. And then I also built this little cradle over here for holding small logs, and mostly for I drag big brush piles into there, big piles of branches like that branch right there, and put them in there, and then just cut them up like this, because I think this is all going to be good for the gasifier also. It's just branches and sticks, but it's all cut up. This was a big brush pile that I cleaned up, and actually that's it right there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, the rest of that. And I'm going to have a bunch of these stumps and stuff to deal with. But I think a lot of this can go in the gasifier too. And then I've got 6 acres, and it's all just densely forested with alders, maples, firs, cedars, hemlocks, cottonwoods. And I want to cut out a lot of the deciduous trees and replant or bring in saplings of cedars and firs and hemlocks of the conifers and turn this more into a conifer forest property than all of these deciduous trees. So that's what I've been up to. And I just wanted to say also that it was so fun cutting this firewood, because when you're cutting firewood, you don't have to think. I spend all week working on airplanes and measuring and figuring and troubleshooting and problem solving, and then to come home on the weekend and just cut wood. That's nice. That's fun. I like it.